Hi, it's Alicia from the Pretty Brown Eye Reader. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, my little sister, Andretta.
Hey!
Today, Andretta is joining me to do a book discussion about A Cheating Man's Heart by Derrick Jaxn. So, Andretta is a huge guru of social media. She loves reality shows, makeup videos, all that. In fact, she was the person that introduced me to BookTube. I didn't know BookTube existed until she was like, well, hey, Alicia, why don't you check these out? Check these videos out about books. So she introduced me to BookTube, and so it's been on ever since. But today, Andretta's going to give us a little bit of an introduction about the author of A Cheating Man's Heart. So, Andretta, tell us a little bit about Derrick Jaxn.
I'm sorry, Alicia, you put me on the spot. I thought you were doing an introduction. The way I found out about this book, as she said, I am a huge, I love watching beauty videos, and actually one of the beauty gurus that I actually watch, I think her name is Jackie Aina, she had suggested this book and it said that it was a good read. So automatically I went on Amazon and looked it up, and I found him on a couple of social media sites and stuff, and I immediately became a huge fan of his, simply because he gives insight to what a man really feels. So the book to me was a life changer, a game changer for me, because I'm always wanting to search and want to find out why, and he kind of, in his book, kind of give us a why in a relationship.
Okay. Do you want to give a plot summary, or you want me to do it?
No, you go ahead and do it.
Okay. So the book is about I guess he's supposed to be like in his 30-ish kind of gentleman, and he's looking back on his past relationships, and the majority of the book takes place during his college years. And some other reviews say that it's semi-autobiographical of Mr. Derrick Jaxn. I'm not sure. It's supposed to be a work of fiction, so we'll go with that. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the discussion. You ready?
Okay.
All right. So what did you like about the book, Andretta?
First of all, I thoroughly enjoyed the book. Like I said previously, it gave you insight into what a man is really thinking and stuff over into a relationship. I have read books. Take for instance, I read the book Steve Harvey, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. To me, that was more of a self-help book. But over in this book, The Heart of a Cheating Man, he actually gave you insight of what a man's actually thinking and his thoughts, and does he really have a heart. This book, to me, even though it's fictional, it tells what a man's thinking and what he's actually going through when he is torn between relationships to relationships. What should he do?
Okay, so that's some good, interesting points. What I enjoyed about the book was, first of all, that it's written by an African American man.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Yeah.
With so much negative stuff on the news and on social media about black men, it was so refreshing to see a full, complete story written by an African American man.
Yes.
Love that. Another point is that he's self-published.
Yes.
Not only did he take the time to write this story, but it was so important to him to get it out that he was willing to self-publish. And so I really, really applaud him for those two things. Also, he writes characters that are very familiar, very real life. He doesn't make the women in the story be a size 0 or
trifling.
He gives the women great characteristics. He,
educated.
Yeah, like we said, the majority of the book takes place on a college campus. So I like those things about the book. Now, there are some things that I didn't like about the book, but I'm going to let my sister tell me, what did you not like about the book?
Actually, I like the book. I'm really not a in-depth reader like you are and stuff.
Yeah.
She is more in-depth and more reads more than I do and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I do read books that are more on my...
Just go ahead and say it. It's fine.
I like ratchet stuff and I like ratchet TV. So I love reality TV. So some ratchet books and stuff I like. But But I do read a lot of Christian fiction and stuff like that. So I'm not a more of in-depth reader as Alicia, because she has, background in professional writing and know how a book should be constructed. And so I like the book. I really like the book.
Cool. That's great. So I guess I can go ahead and jump into
you can
it.
tell. I thought it was constructed very well, but until we had the discussion, I was like, oh, I get your point, but to me, I like the book.
Okay. Well, the things I didn't like about the book are some of my book pet peeves that are really just irk me. The first pet peeve is he kept writing the main character like he was trying to convince the reader that how fine the main character was. I had the same problem when I was reading the Tennyson Hardwick series by Blair Underwood. Especially when it's kind of based off the author and he's continually writing to convince me that this character is fine. I'm almost like, is this a vain thing, or is it that he's trying to distinguish himself from the character and the author? So that just bothers me. That's one of my pet peeves.
But I think with that, to me, I think he's more describing, with this fine man of his heart or whatever, because most great looking guys are known as players and stuff. So I think that he had to set it up that way over in the book so that he could, tell y'all that this fine man had a problem too. He, choosing between different women.
I get that, but he could just say he had velvety skin. He was muscular. He was tall. He didn't have to give me a basic description of himself. Like,
it ain't an R&B.
This is his picture on the back. I don't know if y'all can see
it. It was not an R&B song. I mean, okay. It's not an R&B song. I mean, I think that he had to set up the book that way in order to get across to the audience, that this great looking guy, he has troubles too, choosing between women. It ain't easy jumping from one woman to the next. Okay.
Well, my second bookish pet peeve is he name drops a lot in the book. And for me, when the author does that, it dates the book. And it's not necessarily that the dating is correct. One instance in the book, he's talking about two of the characters having sexual intercourse. And Kelly Rowland's song Motivation is playing on the stereo while they're having sex. Okay, this story was supposedly set in the early 2000s. That song didn't come out till like 2011.
But it must be having good sex.
So that's not like it dates the book and it can throw the book out of order. And
what you want to have Johnny Gill over in there? My.
Something that matches the time frame of when the book was supposed to be set. That scene was set. Because when you name drop like that and then put the wrong name that shouldn't be in there, if you're a cautious reader, you're like, whoo, that don't work. And like another instance, he talked about the main character walking like Obama after killing Osama. Okay, but this story is written before Obama's ever president. He's probably still in the Illinois State Senate at this point. So it doesn't fit the story. And so when that kind of irks me when authors do that, name drop in the middle of a story, it throws me off because I'm like, that don't fit. But it
didn't come across to me because I was caught up in that especially the motivation. That they were having some great sex.
All right.
And then if he talking about walk like Obama, I guess even if you use the term swag, that would not, but that would swag didn't come out to the.
But he could say he gracefully walked, or he had a smooth walk, something that
gracefully. I would think gracefully is really old school, really really old school.
Okay. We disagree on that.
We disagree. Okay.
Last thing that I didn't like about the book is actually the title. The title is A Cheating Man's Heart. I think it would be more powerful if he left the cheating part, if it was just called A Man's Heart, because really the title to me gives you the impression that this man is constantly having sex with a whole bunch of different women or in a whole bunch of different relationships, when that's not really what happened in the story.
I like the title because it's catchy.
I think that's the thing. It does
caught
catch
my
your attention, but it's not true to
It's
the story.
I understand that. See, you just depict a part of everything.
That's what book lovers, we do that.
Okay. But I like the book.
Okay.
I mean, I still like the book.
Another thing I forgot to say in the liking part, he wrote some great sex scenes in this book. Did you think?
Huh?
The sex scene, I thought he wrote really good. I forgot to mention that in my life. Yeah, he can write a sex scene. Ooh, yeah. He probably
yeah.
Some of that stuff I was like,
great.
I didn't think it was physically possible, but I think he can give Zane probably a run for her money with the way he wrote the sex scenes. But it wasn't overpowering the book. It was maybe two of them, maybe. It wasn't much, but when he wrote them, they're very good. Also, to me, he covered some very important subjects in the book, like domestic violence, violence during dating. It wasn't the main character that went through all this. It was other secondary characters that went through a lot of things. Another thing, especially one of the reasons why I think the title doesn't accurately fit the story, is because one of the main plot lines was the main character having a relationship, supposedly platonic relationship, with a woman.
Right, sometimes a man needs a person to talk to, and sometimes you have to be that shoulder to talk to. And to tell you the truth, I get along with men better than I get along with women. I don't trust them, but
yeah, those are the main kind of topics that he covered. I think for a self-published debut novel, this is a very good effort.
Okay, I'll let you have your thoughts and I have mine.
Okay, well, you go ahead and have your thoughts.
You want to do the closing thought?
No, you go ahead.
Okay, I really like the book for numerous reasons. Is one of my main reasons. If you ever follow Derrick Jaxn, is it Jackson or Jaxn? Jackson.
I think
if you ever follow him on social media or Instagram, Facebook and stuff, he gives you very great advice as far as what a man is thinking or whatever and stuff. He gives you great scenarios and he tells you his thought, and it's straight, no chaser. And to me, the book reflects that. I mean, it reflects his social media and his personality. Would I recommend the book? Yes, I would recommend the book. Even if it was not self-published, I still would recommend the book because I thought it was a great read. And even though I read this book a couple of years ago, I had a refresh back on it, I still think it's an awesome read. And he does have a follow-up book to that too.
I didn't forget to mention that. He ended this book on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So that he does end it on a cliffhanger, and there is a second part. Are you planning to read the second part?
I don't know.
I take that as a no.
I might. I'm not gonna say that I'm not. I have to be in one of those moods and to read it all the way through and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna say I'm not. I'm just not an avid reader. I read, but it's not that very often.
Okay.
I do a lot of reading in my professional job.
So if you're a follower of Derrick Jaxn, or if you've read this book, please leave us some comments in the section below. Also, I'm always looking for new authors. Are there any self-published authors that you know that other people on BookTube might want to check out? Please leave that in the comments as well. I want to thank my sister Andretta for joining me today, and she actually did our makeup too. I don't know if you can tell that I have on makeup because I don't really like to wear it, but she did our makeup today. And so I'll leave her. How about your Instagram account?
You can leave my Instagram because I haven't set up my YouTube channel and stuff yet. Even though I was the one that taught Alicia and I said I was going to do YouTube, she turned around and did it. But soon. Hopefully soon.
Okay. So I'll leave her Instagram account in the description box, and you can follow her if you would like. Thank you for watching and have a great day.
Hold up, Alicia, you gonna have me back sometime?
Sure.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Bye.
Bye.
Have a great evening. Bye.